Hey guys, what's going on? So in this video, we're going to be going through a full presentation, the full workflow of it. We're going to show you when to use the different technologies and quoting apps that we have. And that way, you know how exactly to walk through an entire presentation and see all of these steps come together. So I have my beautiful assistant here, Mr. Connor Hassoun. He's going to be our client today. We'll just call him Mrs. Hassoun, and we'll just kind of go through the presentation here, just as if he was the client and I'm the agent walking in the house. So we're gonna just assume you're already in the house and you're walking in. This is kind of the first step right here. So I'm just gonna jump right into it. So, hey, Connor, hey, this place is amazing. How long have you been living here?
Yeah, I moved here from San Diego. I've been here about 3 years.
Really? Man, you got all these little frogs on the walls. How long have you been collecting frogs for?
Yeah, for the past 60 years, it's always been a thing I've done.
Man, that is awesome. Is this where you raise the kids? Because this house, like the architecture is really cool. Is this where you raise your kids?
Yeah. Well, at least they come here with the grandkids. I got 15 grandkids, so.
Oh, holy cow. Wow. So were you born and raised around here in Colorado, or where are you from originally?
Yep. I'm a native.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very cool. Do you ever go up skiing, or are you, kind of a homebody kind of person?
Yeah, I used to ski when my joints would allow for that. So.
Oh, very cool. Well,
Yeah.
awesome. So then, the grandkids, does everybody live kind of around here, or did everybody kind of disperse throughout the country?
Most of them live here, and they come to visit me, once, twice a month. I get
That's
a few
awesome.
days with them.
That's really great. You get to spend time with the grandkids. I have so many people that grandkids, people moved away or they moved away. Like my grandparents, they moved down to Arizona when I was a kid, and they didn't come back up till they had Alzheimer's. So, it's good to be around family. It definitely keeps you young. Did you used to work around here? Are you still working?
No, I retired about 5 years ago.
Oh, awesome. Where'd you retire from?
Exxon. Used to work for Exxon in corporate.
Oh, wow. So were you like a part of a union? I'm sure they set you up with a great pension.
Yeah. No, I got the pension, all the benefits. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So then, and then I'm assuming, are you married, or are you just here by yourself today?
Yeah, my wife passed a few years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. So, well, I can talk to you all day. I don't want to totally bore you, but I have, just a couple of things I want to go through with you. Like I said at the door, I'm the benefits coordinator assigned to you. I work with all the different programs for people over the age of 50. So my job is just to make sure you have the most up-to-date programs. And then I'll leave you my info in case you need anything else, because I'm just a local resource for you if you ever need anything. But before I get into all that, I need to show you something first and foremost really quick. This is my state license. So this is my Illinois license, guys, but whatever. I'm licensed by the entire state of Illinois, Colorado. And I'm actually one of the managers here in the Midwest. And this is just my presentation, guys, to break character here a little bit. I have a bunch of different licenses. You can get them for, some states are $20, $30, so you can adopt the same part. So, but this is my state license, Mr. Johnson. I'm licensed by the entire state of Illinois, and I'm one of the managers here in the Midwest. So I'm licensed in a bunch of other states. Don't want to bore you with all the different ones I'm licensed in, but this is just to show you that the state of Illinois, state of Colorado, trusts me to work with families like yourself. And if I ever did anything that wasn't in your best interest, I could lose my license, I'd lose my job. So, and you'll see, I definitely don't want to do that because, well, first of all, let me show you this is our Better Business Business Bureau certification. We have an A+ rating, and the company I work for and who these benefits are through is North American Senior Benefits. And then the final page I like to show is my own family. You were talking about your grandkids. I got my dad, my mom. I'm one of 4 boys, and we never got a girl in our family, so my mom got 4 dogs to make up for it. And then this is my beautiful wife, Michelle. And, we were planning on not having kids, but the good Lord had some other plans, and we got a buy one, get one free deal, at least. Yeah, I got identical twin 16-month-old boys, and they are just a full program right now. So that's why I definitely do not want to be losing my job anytime soon. I've been doing this for about 6 years. So, everything that we're going to kind of go over today is, some of the top different state regulated programs. So I have a little checklist here because I wanted to make sure I was going through everything. I don't want to miss anything. So let me kind of pull up my checklist. And so at this point, guys, that transition, whatever your joke is, whatever your laughing moment is, you say, I could talk to you all day. You could say it again. But I want to, make sure I'm getting into why I'm here, Mr. Johnson. So then you're going to go into, I'm going to share my iPad here. And on that transition, you will go to your page, your Better Closers page, and you're going to go into in-home checklist. And that's going to take you to the checklist right there with the client. So now let's jump right back into character. So I got a little checklist here. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. You said your name was, your name's Connor. And then how's your last name spelled again? I always say that. How's your last name spelled? How's your first name spelled? If I don't remember if I don't remember their name, I'll just say, how's your first name spelled? Sometimes they're like, James. I'm like, spell that for me. But Hassoun, Hassoun. Okay, awesome. And it smells good in here. You don't smoke, right? No? Okay, great.
Nope, don't smoke.
Awesome. Sorry, I got to remember Connor's here with the client. And then I see Connor is in good shape, so I won't put heavy client. He's told me his wife died, so I'm going to put no. And then Mr. Hassoun, what's your best email? This is just if there's new discount programs or things like that, we can get them sent to you. What's your best email?
It's Connor Hassoun.
So for this purpose, guys, I'm gonna do something really quick because what this does, this software, is it links in our CRM your checklist to when you eventually sell them. So I'm gonna, for the purpose of showing here, I'm going to put in my personal information so that we can see how the emails link. So I'll put it in an old one. This is my junior high one. All right. So Mr. Hassoun, you said jbearsrock@gmail.com. And then we were in 60502, I believe you said. And then how young are you again?
70.
Okay. Awesome. And then you said before you're retired, so you're getting your Social Security. Do you get both your Social Security and your pension?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I get both.
Awesome. And then those don't go into like a prepaid card or anything. They go into your bank account, right?
That's correct.
Okay, awesome. Just want to make sure. Sometimes people get those little cards and they come with extra fees, but we don't really have to worry about that with you. And then do you get your Social Security on the 3rd or the 3rd Wednesday every month?
The 3rd.
Okay. So then, and then you should be receiving your Medicare programs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you pay for that every month? Outside of the $168. Okay, so then you have probably a Medicare Advantage plan. Is it with like a Humana, United Healthcare? What program is that with?
Yeah, it's Humana.
Okay. And then since you have that, you shouldn't be paying for dental, correct?
That's right. I don't pay anything.
Okay. And then you shouldn't be paying for vision either? Nothing out of pocket for
Correct.
Vision glasses? Okay.
Yeah.
And then
no.
what medications are you taking? Is it just high blood pressure meds?
There's one other, there's high blood pressure and high cholesterol, I think.
Okay, so the high blood pressure, is it like lisinopril, losartan, metoprolol?
The second one.
The second, okay, losartan
Yeah.
And then high blood pressure, or I'm sorry, high cholesterol, you said, is it atorvastatin, simvastatin?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. Okay. So probably, you think it was atorvastatin or simvastatin? I know they all end in statin.
Atorvastatin.
Okay. Awesome. And then no other medications that you're taking. I mean, you shouldn't be paying hardly anything for those, right? Just $1 or $2 copay.
Yeah, no, really, it's almost nothing.
Okay. And awesome. And then it's just those two. Want to make sure there's no other ones that you're paying for.
Yep, just those two.
And then in the past, did you have anything that you were taken off of? Like you haven't had any heart attacks, strokes, cancer, nothing like that? No serious?
No, nothing. No, nothing really.
Okay, awesome. And then with that, let me just make sure. And then, okay, so you're good on that. And then how much you pay for your life insurance every month? And so at this point, guys, I'm making a small, maybe a small note if I want to on the client, because this page is going to be submitted to your manager. So what I'll say, so let's keep playing. How much you paying for your life insurance every month?
About $300 a month.
$300 a month? Wait, so how much are you paying for, or what program is that through?
It's through MetLife. It just went from $200 to $300 a month.
Oh my, really? How long have you had that for?
About 6 years now.
Okay. 6 years. Did you get that through your union, or did somebody help you with that, or how did you get that?
I think I got it myself. I'm honestly, I don't really remember.
Okay. And then do you know what type of program you were put in? It sounds like if it's increasing, that doesn't sound good. We can't have increasing bills on a fixed income in retirement. Do you know what program or grade they put you in?
I think it was, I think they said something about term.
Okay. Has anyone described you? So I'm submitting now the form once I found out a small thing about their life insurance. That's just to give my manager an idea of what we're up against. If it's no insurance or they have some insurance, I put that in the description. So now, as a side note, it is going to come to your manager's email. So you can see here, Joe Betterman, smoker no, 70, all these different things, MetLife 300 increased from 200. So now when you call up to your manager, they're seeing this whole email as well as you should have it in your email. So then I'm coming back here and I'm engaging again now in conversation with him. But since he said he has a policy, we're going to go into now step 5, which is the policy review. So now I'm going to go in. He told me he had a term. I submitted my checklist, and now I'm going to go into the price signature sheet on my forms. I'm going to make a duplicate, and I'm going to name it. Where's the price signature? Hasoon, the client's last name. So I'll say, okay, you said it was a term plan. Do you know, has anyone described to you the different types of life insurance or how those work at all?
No, not really.
Okay. Yeah. So when it comes to different state regulated programs, there's two main types of life insurance: whole life and term. Whole life, it's just like its name sounds. It lasts for your whole life. It never changes. You could live to 120 like Moses and it would still be there, still be the same. The other type of insurance is term insurance, and it's kind of like a presidential term, lasts 4 years. Term policies last a period of time, 5, 10, 15 years, and then they terminate, they end, or they increase in price. So it sounds like that's what might have been happening to you. You were put into a term plan, and you've had it for a couple of years now. So I'm assuming every 5 years it's going to increase. We want to, I want to make sure, because I want to, if you're in a good program, I want to make sure we keep you with that good program. But I want to check, when was the last time you looked into that plan?
I'm sorry. Say that one more time, Joe.
When was the last time you looked at that program? When was the last time you reviewed that plan?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. I don't think I've ever looked into that. Really?
Okay, so I work with MetLife all the time. I want to give them a call really quick just to make sure you're getting the programs that you should be, and if you have any upgrades due to you, or possibly get you some money back, because that increase sounds a little concerning. So let's give them a call really quick. And now I'm searching for the MetLife number either on Google or in our phone directory, so you can find that. Guys, if you go to phone directory on your page, and it will take you to, this page where you can search MetLife, and MetLife. Here we go. So MetLife Group IUL. So there's a couple of different policies. Maybe he got it on term. So I'm going to call one of those numbers and try and get to somebody in customer service. So let's say I'm dialing right now. Ring, ring, ring. Be the customer service person, Connor.
Yeah. So I pick up. Hello,
hey,
this is Connor from MetLife.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Joe. I'm here with Mr. Hastoon, and we were just looking at his different programs. I'm his benefits coordinator, and we were just trying to get an update on his MetLife policy. We're just trying to get his ducks in the row and find out a little bit more information on his plan because he hasn't reviewed it in a while. He's right here with me. I'm going to hand the phone over to him so he could verify his information, and you're here on speakerphone with us. So they'll hand the phone over to him. They'll ask for his social security or address, date of birth, something to pull up the file. They'll say, okay, do you give authorization to speak with Joe or your coordinator? They'll say yes, and you're nodding your head yes when they ask that question. And then you say, great. You're here on speakerphone with us. A couple of things really quick. First of all, what is his policy number?
ABCDE 1 2 3 4 5.
Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Company is MetLife. And then what's the effective date of this policy?
2017.
Okay, 2/7/2017. And what's the face amount of the policy?
It's 25,000.
Okay, and then how much is he paying every month?
He's now paying $300 a month.
300. And then what day does that draft from his account every month?
That draft's the 3rd.
Okay, and then what is the cash value on his policy?
The cash value, this policy does not have any cash value.
Oh, okay, that's strange. And then what is, this is a term or a whole life plan?
That's a term policy.
To what age?
To age, so it's a 10-year term. So he has another 5 years on the term, or I guess 4 years on the term.
Okay. So then when the policy expires, how much money is he gonna get back?
He doesn't get any money back when the policy expires.
Really? And then I'm muting. Did you know that? They said you're not getting, so you're paying $300 a month. But hold on, we'll talk after. Okay, so, and then is the rate going to increase at all, or is it just going to stay at 300 until the policy expires in 4 years?
Yep. So in the next 2 years, it has one more increase to $600 a month.
Oh, okay. And that's in what year? 2025. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then there should be no ones. Okay. Awesome. And then are there any other policies that he has with you guys?
That's the only one.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for your help. I appreciate it. And then hanging up. Mr. Johnson, did you know that you said you're not going to get any of your money back after you paid in all these years? Did you know that was going to happen?
I had no idea.
Oh,
I'm going to cancel that insurance.
Yeah. No, I can definitely help you out with that. Like I said, I work with them often. And what we can do is I want to give a call really quick to a medication specialist just to see what programs, because you should be in a preferred plan from what you're telling me with your medications. So I want to double check and make sure, we're putting you in the right plan. So let me give a call to our medication specialist really quick, and then we'll be able to kind of go from there. And so now in and up, Connor. Hey, Connor.
Hey there, Joe. How can I help you?
I was just giving you a call. I'm here with Mr. Johnson, and something a little concerning. We actually just found out he had a MetLife plan he got a couple of years ago. It's already increased from $200 to $300 a month, and it's going to increase to over $600 a month, and then cancel on him. And he does not get any of that money back. He is totally astonished. He did not know any of this was going to happen. So we're hoping to get him into one of those super preferred whole life plans through the state regulated programs. And actually, the best news is he's only taken high blood pressure, high cholesterol medication. So wanted to see what programs he might possibly be able to get approved for. Do you think he'd be able to get approved for like a Mutual of Omaha preferred or one of those plans?
Yeah, Joe, he should be able to get approved for any one of the super preferred programs, as long as no serious health conditions in the past. It's what it should. It's what he should have been put in the first place. So I want you to make sure that he's able to
with
get
the additional benefits and riders and things like that as well.
Yep. So all those super preferred programs have all the additional benefits and riders built into the policy that are no cost to him. So I would just take a look. You're really just going to have to see if he can get approved for that.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you so much, Connor. We'll see if we can get approved, and then we'll kind of give you a call back if we need anything else. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
And then I'm hanging up. Do you hear that, Mr. Johnson? We can get you approved. Let me see. I want to see here what programs might be best for you. And so at this point, I was in a presentation with a ride along the other day, guys, and I was showing them how to quote in a sale. When you have somebody who is in a presentation, so I'm going to try and, I don't know if I could share both of them at the same time. No, I can't. So let me stop this and share my phone screen. So while he was telling me, let's say another scenario, they have a whole life plan and I'm trying to beat the rate or something like that. While Connor is talking to me, or while the client's talking to me, you want to get really good at going into your quoting folder, going to like a Mutual of Omaha and seeing, checking price really quick. So I put in there 70, Illinois, male, he doesn't smoke, and then 25,000. And I'm going to calculate that really quick, $181 a month. So that gives me the idea of how much it costs. A lot of times a term plan, term plans are going to be cheaper. And so you got to kind of explain the value of whole life. So let's just say for this example, instead of $300 a month, it was $100 a month. So I just hung up with Connor. Mr. Johnson, that I want to see if we can get you approved for some of the preferred plans. So let's take a look at some of our different options. I think we might be able to shoot for Mutual of Omaha, and they're a fantastic program. They've actually been around for over 100 years. And so what I want to do is we'll see if we can get you approved for that. And then with that, how you said the grandkids are coming over all the time. You said you have 15. How old's the oldest and how old's the youngest?
Oh man, I think the oldest is 30 and the youngest is 7.
Oh wow. Who's your favorite?
Oh man, I don't know if I have favorites. There's too many to have a favorite.
Oh man. Well, you got a bunch of pictures all over here. I mean, I think the frogs might be your favorite.
Exactly.
Based off of the grandchild to frog ratio in this house, that might be kind of telling. How'd you get into collecting frogs?
You know what? I think it was my grandma that was doing it, and it just kind of got me turned on to it.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So while I'm doing that, guys, I was writing out the prices. So what I'll do really quick is while I'm talking to them, making small talk, I'll see, okay, 25,000 was about 180. I just round it up so it's easier numbers for me to remember. So 25,000 is 185. And then I want to show him a little bit more coverage than he has right now. Calculate, so 220. So 220 for 30,000, 185 for 25,000, and then a little bit less because, again, let's say he was paying $100 for 25,000. Maybe he wants to stay inside a specific budget range, but let's say it was going to increase to 200. So, and then let's say 150, 185, and then 220. So now I have those, and I'm going back to my iPad. And while I was making that small talk with him there, you guys were looking at my quoting screen, but I was actually writing out really quick the prices on here. So I know in my head, and sometimes I'll write it a little bit below. This is 220, this is 185, and this one was 150. 150 rounded up. So I'll put them here, and then I'll say, so Mr. Johnson, and this is summarized value in riders. Okay. These are a couple of the different plans that I still got to quote them. He doesn't know I already quoted them, or I wrote them right below here. So I'm showing kind of hidden. These are a couple different plans. I still got to calculate them. I was just kind of writing them out real quick. But these are the different burial programs compared to your term. Now, these are whole life plans. So you're 100% covered from day one. And these numbers you're seeing are the additional benefits and riders. And then on top of that, this is never going to change. You're going to be locked in. So your term plan is about to go to over $200 a month. And then it's going to cancel on you. You're not going to get any of that money back. And it's going to expire when you turn 80. So we want to make sure we get you into a whole life plan now and see what we can just get you approved for. And then we can kind of go from there because, can you afford, at 80, when your term expires, it'll probably be $300-$400 a month. You can't really afford that, can you?
No, definitely not. That's definitely not affordable.
Okay. All right. So what I just did there, guys, was I set a price anchor for him. When you're showing price, you want to set high price anchors because right now, if he has a term plan, he only has he's only paying $100 a month. He thinks he only has to pay $100 a month. Well, I know if I'm showing him whole life plans, they're going to be more expensive than $100 a month. So I need to break his price anchor of $100 because that's not real. It's going to increase. It's going to cancel. Then he's going to be really screwed. So I need to take him higher in the price range. I can always go lower, but I need to bring his price anchor higher. So you can't afford $300-$400 a month. So here's the different programs available to you, Mr. Johnson. You have the gold plan. So that is going to be for $30,000. That's your base benefit. So if you pass due to just natural causes, if you pass due to any type of accident, it actually doubles for you. So you'll get $60,000 of total coverage. And then if you get a terminal illness where you get 12 months to live, that's going to be $15,000 up front. The silver program is similar. It's kind of what you have right now, $25,000 plus $25,000 if you get you pass due to an accident. So $50,000 of total coverage, and then $12,500 up front if you get diagnosed with any type of terminal illness. And then the bronze program, if we're trying to stay more on budget, is $20,000. I typically, if you're trying to be buried, because you said earlier, you normally want to ask this ahead of time, guys, just clarify if they want to be buried or cremated. I am assuming since he had $25,000 of coverage, he want to be buried. But so you would ask this question, Mr. And then I'm assuming, do you want to be buried or cremated, Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, definitely buried.
Buried. Okay. So the $20,000 with, funeral expenses today cost $15,000 to $17,000. So I normally suggest for burial costs, you have at least $20,000 to account for increasing prices in the future. So again, that doubles to $40,000, and then that's $10,000 up front. So, and now I take it away from them. Let me see if I can calculate that real quick. I might pull up my phone just to make sure I'm, looking at it. But what I'll really do is just drag, the prices I already wrote out in here, 85, 150. And then that way I can show it to them fast while the value of those plans are still, fresh. So these are the different options, Mr. Johnson. You have your gold program. That's going to be 220. So that's for 30,000 of coverage. I know it's a little bit more than what you're paying right now, but you got to keep in mind your plan is going to increase and then cancel. So we want this to be the last time that you ever have to deal with insurance. So the gold program is going to be $220 a month, a little bit more than what it's going to increase to, but you're getting 30,000 instead of 25,000 of coverage if you want that for your grandkids. The silver programs for 25 or for 185, that's going to keep where you're at now, but you're going to be locked in. So it's actually going to be lower than what it's going to increase to. So you'll be locked in at that 185. And the bronze is going to be $150 a month. That's for 20,000 of coverage. So of these three plans, Mr. Johnson, which one works best for you?
Yeah, that middle one for sure. Definitely the middle one.
The silver? Okay, awesome. So what we're going to do is we just need to see if we can get you approved for that. So we'll see if we can get you approved for that silver program. So what we're going to do is I'm going to pull, can you grab your driver's license for me really quick? So now I'm opening up my Better Closers page while he's grabbing his driver's license, and I'm going into eApps, and then I'm going to Mutual of Omaha. That's the company I was trying to get approved for. I sign in and I go through the application. A couple of things to show as far as on the tech side. We're not going to go through an e-app. There's trainings on the NASB Sales Mafia website on each of the e-apps. And they're pretty self-explanatory. They don't even let you move forward unless you put in the information correctly. But let's say this is his social security card or his Medicare card or whatever that he gives me. And this is his driver's license. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in. He hands it to me, and right away, let me rejoin in my phone so we can share my screen. So share my screen. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to snap a quick picture of his cards, his identification cards. And now what I can do is I can go into my Begin and go to all contacts and go by created time descending line. So this shows the Joe Betterman. This is the client whose cheat sheet I just put in. So you see it has the email, all this stuff. I can go to files. So when I'm going through the e-app, I take a picture of his banking info and then his driver's license and any other information he gives me. If he gives me doctors, if he gives me a medical list, I could take pictures of all those things. And then I'm going to come into files and I'm going to click upload files, photo library, and I'm going to submit that file. So now I can upload it and make a note on the client. If I wanted to, I could add a note, nice guy, whatever, save it. And now in his file, when I come to, it has all of the stuff that we put in. And then in his files, we have the picture of his driver's license and whatnot. So we can have that saved to his file where if down the road he calls you or something happens, you can save all files to here. You can also have this app on your iPad and save some of your Notability files there as well. So once you have gone through the application, then you're going to say, awesome, Ms. Johnson or Mr. Johnson, we got approved. High five. There's a couple of things I want to leave with you really quick. First thing I always like to do is I'm going to leave you just a policy summary. I'm going to text this to you. Mutual of Omaha, I would write it all out. You did 25,000. Hold on, let me share my screen. Start broadcast. Sorry. So I come into, you can also have paper copies of this, but I'll come into my forms I'll duplicate the policy summary, and I'll write this all out. Monthly premium 185, due date is on the 3rd every month. And then I'll go through this with him. I'll say, now I'm going to text this to you, Mr. Johnson, just until your policy comes in the mail. You can find this in your text messages. And this is all a part of the warm down. It has your name, the company. This is 100% guaranteed whole life insurance. Your premium never goes up. Your death benefit never goes down. Your policy never cancels due to your age, and it builds cash value. I have it memorized. If anybody, tries to come in and telling you this policy is not exactly what I told you, they're not telling you the truth. Give me a call, and I promise I'll be available to answer any question you have. Put your best interests above all else, and I'll tell you the absolute truth. This is my name, my phone number, today's date. That's not today's date, but no big deal. And then what I do is I will take a screenshot of this. I will cut it off so it's here, and I will then text it to them. If they do not have an iPhone, I text it to myself, and then I text it from my phone to them. And then that way they have this picture. And I can also save that screenshot to their files again. And then I say the final thing I got to do, Mr. Johnson, is I want to just make sure I'm sending you birthday cards and things like that. So I'm just going to make sure I have all of your info correct. I'm just going to do a double check one more time. So your name is Joe Betterman. And then your address was blank. Okay, great. And then I'm going to put in their same email, 96@gmail.com, and then their phone number, date of birth, birth month, and then you said your birthday was April 4th. Okay, awesome. And of course, I don't want to load. Lead source, it was a lead. We put them with Mutual of Omaha for $25,000. Premium was $185 on the 3rd. Their first payment is August 3rd. Number of referrals, they were, let's just put approved. And then it was the first time, nice guy, whatever. And then I'll submit that. And then what that does, guys, once I've submitted that, I say, awesome, Mr. Johnson. Thank you so much for, taking the time with me. I'm so happy we were able to figure this out. This would have been a big problem if we weren't able to get this all taken care of. Is there any other people in your family or in the street that, or friends, that you have that you would want to have as an emergency contact if something were to happen to you, or if we can't get a hold of you, who would we contact if that were the case?
Yeah, probably my sister.
Your sister? She live around here?
Yeah, she's actually she's my neighbor. She lives right next door.
Okay, awesome. What's her name?
Susie.
All right, Susie. Susie Hassoun, that's a strong name. Hassoun. And then what's her phone number?
630-635-3333.
Okay, blah, blah. So I'm writing down just on any page. I have it on here on the policy summary sheet. I scroll down a little bit. So I kind of have everything in one place for the client. And then I'll say, awesome. If she's actually home right now, do you mind if I swing over there just to drop off my card and magnet? So in case anything ever happens to you, she can get a hold of me. Awesome. All right. Can we give her a call really quick just to let her know we're coming over? I'm coming over. Okay, great. Totally. And then we'll call together. And then that's referrals, branding. You warm down. I'm so happy we were able to help you out today, Mr. Johnson. If you need anything, you call me. I'm going to be touching base with you in the next week or two to make sure you got your policy. And if you need anything else from me, you just give me a call. All right. Here's my business card. Can I go on your fridge? I put a magnet on their fridge. And then I'm going to go touch base with your sister to see if she needs anything as well. And yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Johnson. I'll talk to you soon. And then that's awesome. It. So awesome. All right. That's it, everybody. That's the presentation. Connor, thanks for taking the time to do this. And yeah, hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, reach out to me, reach out to Connor, and we'll see you in the next one, guys.